tonight I was feeling pretty good, so I thought I would go ahead and put together a bracelet. So I had started working on it, and right now I'm going to be making these little findings with crystals and little faux pearls. So the first thing I've done is I've kind of bent that over because I am going to make a loop at the top. Now I'm not going to just make a regular loop because the thing about bracelets especially, so I'm bending it over and then I'm going to take it at the bottom and do a little twist around. Just twist that around because bracelets get a lot of wear, and when you make just regular little links that just are folded over and snipped, then those can pull apart, and nobody wants to be losing stuff off of their bracelets. So now I have to take my little snips here and snip off that metal, and then I save these pieces of metal because at some point I will, what you call it, them all down, melt them down, because you know you can make new jewelry that way. So kind of smush that end in enough, straighten that out, and this is ready to be put on. So basically what I'm doing is I'm making a little charm type bracelet. So this is what it looks like so far, and I still have more of these little letter charms. These charms were like a plain colored brass, bright and shiny, and not this dull aged patina. So what I did was I used my torch, and it's really, really easy to give your stuff a patina. Just, you would take your little bright, see how much, that's just not even close to the same color. You just stick it on there, and I love playing with fire. Playing with fire is so much fun. Turn it on till I hear the gas. And there we go. We have a flame. And then I just run this over it a little bit because I just want it to turn color until it gets like a little antique look. Okay, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to flip that and do the back side. Antique. Alrighty. So turn the fire off. Make sure it's all. Now this is hot, so I have a little thing here of water that I use to quench my pieces in. And there we go. We have a new little charm that is no longer bright brass but has become antiqued. So go stick that in there. And see, I like the antiqued look because I think it gives everything, you know, so much more character than if it's, you know, the bright brass. And pretty much brass is going to tarnish anyways. So really, you know, why not have it start out in that state than have to, you know, be annoyed because what you thought was going to stay nice and bright and shiny has not. It has tarnished. So do a few more of these pieces. Just twist it around. This is probably my favorite way to just do these little things, is just to do the little twist like that. I don't have many to finish, and we'll see. But my idea, no, Dobby, down. Thank goodness I don't have the torch going. This cat is a menace. No, don't drink my quenching water. No. Sorry, it's not the Dobby show. I'm trying to make jewelry here, and he obviously doesn't care. Get his little kitten butt out. Dobby, it is not the Dobby show. He likes the jewelry. He's just like a little magpie. So I do have a bit of a problem because, like, I was making a pair of earrings the other day, and I had gotten them, let me see if I could find the one. Gotten them pretty much done, and I had put them in the pickle because I wanted them to be nice and bright and shiny. I don't even know where that one, oh, there it is. So these were the earrings that I was making. So I had taken a dichroic piece of glass and I, you know, I put on a backing on the back and used silver solder, and they're really cute. I mean, they would sit like that. There's one other. I don't know where it is because Dobby got to it and he ran off with it somewhere. So that's the whole bit of fun of having a kitten. And I do try to keep him out of here usually, but he manages to slip in somehow. I don't know how he gets in. And then, yeah, he's in, I'm fighting him, he's fighting me. He just wants to be the center of attention for everything. So basically, with these, you can see I had done one on here, and then I just take these tiny little oval, I don't even know if you can see them, they're so tiny, they're little oval jump rings, and then I kind of position them in a pattern. I know I should probably try to do things random sometimes, but I have an issue with random. I'm not a very random person. I like order. So things that, even if I want it to be kind of randomized, it doesn't really go that way I want it to because my brain puts everything into some sort of order. So this I'm going to stick in between here so it's even. 1, 2, 3. There's the link I'm putting it on. Oh. Let me tell you, this is fiddly work when your fingers are swollen and stuff. My fingers aren't too bad today, which is the only reason I'm doing this. Because on days when my hands have swelled up, I can't do any jewelry making at all. It just does not work. So I use this to close, just kind of grab and squish. So that's going to be really, really cute. And here's Dobby again. Because, you know, God forbid that he behaves the way he should. Oh, come on. Oh. So, with this, I was going to do something a little different than I normally do with bracelets like this. Normally they would be just, you know, the one strand. But I love these beads so much, and I was thinking that I would also do a complete long strand of these beads to make it like a double bracelet. So I'm going to use this really cool wire. It is from Beadalon, and it's bronze. It's literally bronze colored, so I have wire that kind of matches my metal, and I love that. I love that about this wire. So I have a special pair of little pliers. I'm going to do crimps on the end. So now I just find my bag of crimps, and I have already antiqued crimps. So to do this strand, I will first have to take a crimp, put a crimp on, put the little ring on, bend over. I don't know what the cat's doing right now. I can hear him messing around and stuff. So here I would just slip the crimp on. So now I have it where, I don't know if you see that, there's the crimp and a loop and that. Now these are awesome. What these do is these go in the first, there's like 2 spots, a spot here and a front spot, all the way in the back, and that's where it goes, and that crushes it and puts a little little kind of kink or divot, depression in there. Then you put it in the first one and crush it, and it folds it in half. So there, now you have more of a rounded crimp. I know sometimes you'll see crimps and they're just crushed flat. This one actually folds it in half and makes it round like a bead. that I really like about that tool. That tool was a very good investment. So then, of course, I'm going to string. So basically, this is going to be as long as this. So I just have to continue to add beads. And stringing beads is fun. I mean, this is like the easiest part. There's no links to open. There's no torch to mess with. You just crimp a bead and start stringing. I'm really glad I have enough. It looks like I have more than enough of these beads that I can also make like earrings and maybe do a little necklace too, a little matching necklace with some of these little, make some little the dangles that I made. And that would be cute, to have a full little set. I mean, I don't always wear matching jewelry. I mean, sometimes I like to be eclectic and mix it up, but it does look good when everything goes together. And another thing I like about these beads, which I don't know if you can see them very well, they are more than one color. They are like sort of a bronze mixed with a hematite color, and that's on top of a sort of a gray base. And they change color as the light catches them, which I love anything that, kind of shimmers. I guess I'm a magpie too, like Dobby. Dobby, what do you got? Oh, man. He grabbed a pen out of my drawer. I'd open the drawer to get pens out because I wanted to, on these little charms, I wanted to accentuate the little letters on them. So I took a black permanent marker and did that. If I'd had any paint, I would have used metal paint, but I figured that should last pretty well, especially if I give everything a little dusting of clear coat. So I'm just over halfway there. No, Kitten. He's trying to grab the copper wire. Because, he's a kitten. He thinks it all belongs to him. No. No. Oh, I swear. We need to start the Dobby channel, huh? All Dobby all the time. Because I swear he thinks that this is all for him. That this is all done for his benefit. And I am just incidental to it. Because, he's a cat. And he's a cat who's been very spoiled. I'll admit that. Okay, there's no, way that I'm not going to say that I haven't spoiled him. I think I better put this wire away because he was a little too entranced by it. And the last thing I need is for him to do what he did with my copper tape. See, copper tape is what I use a lot of times if I'm going to do soldering around an item or around a stone or something, and he chewed my copper tape up. Yeah, because, he didn't realize it wasn't his. He thought it was just for him. It was his toy. So that's what he did. He's sitting at my feet right now with this inquiring look on his face. There he goes again. No, Dobbs. I love you, but down. All right, because we are getting close to the end here on doing this part of the bracelet. And it's going to look really, really pretty, I think. I don't even remember where I bought these beads. I think I might have bought these beads at the Bead and Button Convention. That is held every June in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And it is so much fun. Oh my gosh. I have a friend that I go visit. She has her own little business where she makes jewelry, and though mostly right now she's been doing a lot of classes, she's been teaching a lot. She teaches at a few places in Milwaukee. She's amazing. She is so talented. Her online, it's Lika Lee is the little business that she has doing the jewelry and stuff. You can find her on Facebook and stuff. Or I'll put a link down in the bottom for her stuff, because if you live in that area and you would like to take classes, she has awesome classes. I highly recommend learning from her. Okay, so this is always what I find to be the pain in the neck, is the end, because you want it to be relatively tight. You don't want to have, you know, this massive space, but you also, you know, don't want it to be so tight that it's too stiff. And it's really hard to get to this end here because it's near the bead. So it can be problematic. So that looks like it's pretty good. Not too tight, but tight enough. Pull this down a little more. Alrighty, so let me see if I can get this in. Come on. All right, squish, and then do another squish. And if you're wondering why I use both hands, I actually happen to be ambidextrous, so it doesn't matter which hand I use, which is good because sometimes one hand just gets really sore and swollen. I mean, sometimes they're both at the same time, but sometimes one will be more than the other. And since I can use both hands equally, then it's easier on my body. Okay, so now we're going to link this up. Just stick it on, which means I have to open a link. I swear sometimes when you're doing stuff, you spend like most of your time opening and closing links. That's okay, because, you know, stuff gets made. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on. I think I might need to open this link a little bit more. Okay, so let's go back. Doesn't matter which side I start from. I just need to have this open wide enough to get in. There we go. Okay. And then use these. Okay. Is that, and now next onto here. Now, sometimes I will go and solder these links closed, depending on, you know, how tight they were able to smush together, you know. It just adds a little bit extra. There. That's this part done. So how did I manage to not put it on the right link? I think I'm going blind as part of the problem. Being old, you know, can be a real pain in the butt. There we go. So there, you get kind of the basic idea of how the bracelet will be. I'll be having more of the little things that I put on, but it's going to be really cute. I might go ahead and put a link right at center so that the bracelet, the two strands hold together more, but that's pretty much it. That's how I put together, you know, a cute little charm style bracelet. Let's see if I can get a good, you can see that. So I hope that you guys had fun watching me, you know, fumble around with some beads tonight. And you guys have a great evening. And if you have any questions, just leave me, you know, a comment down there, and I will answer it the best I can. If you have any ideas for any other things that you would like, any videos, or if you'd like to see me make something or show you a technique, just ask for that too. So you guys take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.